Welcome to Epping Forest. This is one of my favourite places to come on a mid-length ride, and I'm here with the bike. It's actually not my bike, it's Shoshana's bike, because my one's broken at the moment. And we're here in High Beach, and if you actually look out over the view over here, you can see an incredible expanse of city, of landscape. And just imagine for a moment that what we're doing is we're looking out over a city that has gone mad, that we're looking out over a city that's been afflicted by plagues, by supernatural events, or events whereby the natural order has been turned upside down. It's almost like, you know, we'd be here in Regent's Park, and I'd be doing some laps in Regent's Park, and all of a sudden the lions start to bellow. And actually they do bellow in the morning, it's really quite exciting, but they don't just bellow, they break forth through the gates and start to marauder around London. And you're watching over here, over the distance, as hail and brimstone starts to fall down from on high. You can't really leave your house because it's just terrifying that the natural order, everything that you hold close and dear, the assumptions and heuristics that you base your life on, have just been ripped apart. Imagine that such a thing could happen, that the natural order of one's world has entirely been changed. So what would it do to you if if that natural order was turned upside down? If all the assumptions that you make about life have been flipped on their heads? Well, one option would be nihilistic apoplexy, whereby you just go round in circles calling out for what you once had, waiting desperately for the return of what we deem to be normal. It might look like this.
Get arrow. You gotta point out the potholes.
Another response, though, could be something else. And this isn't something that we've really spoken about on our videos together or our presentations, because, you know, up until now, I've been trying to be really positive about everything, trying to be upbeat, hopeful, filled with joy about the possible future, and letting everyone know that, you know, that's what we do as Jews, that we hold out hope. But on the other hand, what we haven't done is just try to think about the abject horror of what these past 9 months or more have been. What this past year has been like for so many people. The bereavements, the pain, the absolute tears, and just the screaming sense of injustice. That everything has been turned upside down. The plagues have been wrought upon the world. I sound like a harbinger of doom. And it kind of makes you wonder, what is the human response to such suffering? Yeah, you could go round in circles waiting and waiting and waiting. Well, there could be something else. You could reach a deeper place inside you. A deeper place that is more fundamental, more real, more intrinsic. A deeper place... Oh, there's a corner. Could be reaching a place of pure self, of pure spirit. Sometimes we get there through joy, but other times we get there in pain and in suffering, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a truism. But that's where we are. We're in a place of absolute horror, but we found ourself, we found our voice, we found our prayer, we found our light, even though it is dark. And maybe the story of these Pesach plagues are a story of what humanity does in the face of supernatural horror, in the face of pandemic, in the face of plague. And maybe when you scream out to the road, and you scream out to God, you find a deeper meaning, and you find a deeper self.